So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get the answer C for this problem. So the first thing I would do is, an Ogive is just a graph of the cumulative frequency for each of these. We can probably just figure out the cumulative frequencies for the laid off employees, the blue line, and by process of elimination, I'll find the right answer. So let's look at laid off. This is what I did. I clicked on laid off and I opened it in StatCrunch. And what I did was I sorted it ascending, and I found my largest number was 19, and my smallest was 19, my largest was 76. And we have 40 data points, so that would be 2 to the 6th. So we would have 6 classes, because that would be 64, which is greater than or equal to 40. So 6 classes, and then the largest number was 76 and the smallest was 19. So that would be 57 divided by 6, which would round up to 10 for the class width. So what I did was I went in to StatCrunch and I did graph, histogram, variable 1, and then I started at 19, and the width we said was 10, and so I hit compute, and here are my frequencies: 1, 2, 15, 13, 7, and 2. So what I did is I took those frequencies and I wrote my classes down. 19 to 29, there was 1 in that class, and then 29 to 39, there were 2. 39 to 49, there were 15, and then 49 to 59, there was 13, and 59 to 69, there were 7, and then 69 to 79, there were 2. And this probably needs to be 8. So we don't have any that are repeated. Okay, so there are my frequencies. And what I did was I took that and I got my relative, which was 0.0251 divided by 40, 2 divided by 40, 15 divided by 40, 13 divided by 40, 7 divided by 40, and 2 divided by 40. So those are my relative. And then my cumulative would be 0.025, which would be 2.5%, and then 0.075, which would be 7.5%, and 0.45, which would be 45%, and then 0.775, which would be 77.5%, and then 0.95, which would be 95%, and then 1. So you want to find these numbers in the graph. So the first point should be at 2.5%. Second point should be at 7.5, then 45, then 77.5, then 95, and then finally 100. So if we go back to the problem, let's look at the first graph in blue. So we said that the first number should be at 2.5. Well, clearly, if you look at that first number is way above 2.5. So we can eliminate that one. Look at this graph. The first number looks like it is at about 2.5. So let's look at the second number. It should be at about 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are going up by 5. So I would think that would be a little bit off. But let's go to the third number. The third number should be at 45. If we go across, it's clearly not at 45. Let's look at the fourth number. It should be at 77.5. That is definitely not at 77.5. It's below 60. So let's look at it. It's got to be this one. First one is about 2.5. Second one is about, it's a little bit above 5, so 7.5. The third one is at 45. The fourth one is almost to 80, so that's about 77.5. And then the last one, the next last one is at 95, and then 100. So you kind of have to play around with it. What you want to do is you want to find these numbers. This should be at the first point. This number should be at the second. This should be at the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth point. Those are your magic numbers that have to match the graph. Now keep in mind that, okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Now we only had to look at the laid off. So like I said, we only looked at the blue line, and we did process of elimination. To me, that would be the easiest way to pick the correct graph. But just let me know if you have any questions. The Ogive is kind of hard to read on here, but you can click on where you can zoom in and see. Make sure you know what the graph is divided up into: 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going up by 5. So you really have to be able to read the graph and eliminate the wrong answers.